Okay. Thank you for attending this webinar tonight. This is the last of the Cookie Cafe webinars. I hope you guys found these webinars, a series of webinars, helpful. We're going to probably bring this back next year. So let's just start this webinar. This webinar is about closing out your cookie sale. It's been a couple months of cookie sale time and we're near the end. So I'm going to go over some points and also get into Ebuddy and show you some of the features in Ebuddy that will help you close out your sale. Okay, so there are some important dates that you need to keep in mind. I am going to show this page for a little before I start talking about it because I know there's a lot written. So I'm going to give you guys a second to read through these dates and then I will go through them. Okay, so on Monday, April 9th, the cookie cupboards are going to be open. The service center cookie cupboards are going to be open. You can do returns here if you've taken out the cookies on consignment today, Thursday, and tomorrow, Friday. So you do have the opportunity of returning cookies that you did take out on consignment this week. There's also going to be cookies left over that you can pick up. It is on a first come, first served basis. If you want to put an order ahead of time, you'll have to email productsales@gssem.org to see if there's cookies available. The types of cookies that you want are available, and we'll put in your order. But pretty much there will be opportunities to pick up cookies and return cookies on Monday, April 9th, which is the last day for cookie cupboards. Also on Monday, April 9, your cookie rewards will be due. So if you have any cookies that are unassigned to girls, this is the time to make sure that they're all assigned. I'll go through that in a second. And also if the girls had selections to be made, you need to do this by Monday, April 9th, 11:59 p.m. On April 10th, you have to make sure that all the money due to GSSEM is in your account. If you had accepted any checks, it would be a good time to put that into your account to make sure that it's cleared. The final sweep will be on April 13th, and that's when all the money due to council will be swept out of your account. And there are some procedures listed in the handbook. I'll go over some things that are in the handbook. Pretty much, if you have a parent that hasn't paid for their cookies, we do recommend that you turn in this unpaid parent account form as soon as you know that you aren't being paid for cookies. But if you haven't already, you have until April 10th to do so. And you can find this form on the GSSEM site. You turn in pretty much there if the kid pretty much, if the parent filled out a parent permission form for the kid to sell cookies, for the girl to sell cookies, then you would include that with the form. Any receipts, anything that the parent signed for cookies that they received, you would include that with the form as well. Okay, let's get into Ebuddy so I could show you some of the things that I went over. So this is the dashboard of Ebuddy. To figure out what your troop owes to council on April 13th, you'd head over to the sales report. And you scroll down. And pretty much the amount you owe to council is right over there. This is what your troop will earn, and this is the amount that will be due to council. Now there was already a sweep, so pretty much this is your final amount you owe to council. So when you want to figure out what you owe on April 13th, look at amount you owe to council, which is right over here. Now the total amount of boxes that you received as a troop is right over here. Total packages received. DOC, total DOC deposits, are digital order cookies, and that's the amount that the customers have paid for the cookies. You won't actually see this amount. It's going to go to GSSEM, and then you're going to get a deposit for the funds that you've received. PGA selling is what we look at when we're talking about rewards. So if they're both 2,500, but pretty much PGA selling is what we're going to look at when we're looking at PGA for your troop. And then if you look at the tiered rate, that will tell you if you earned extra money per package. So it's 70 cents. But if you get to 200 and above, you get an extra 5 cents and so on. It's listed in the handbook. But pretty much PGA selling is what you're going to look at when we're talking about PGA. Okay, now for rewards, well, actually, let me go to girl orders first. Right over here, the difference column, the difference row, I'm sorry, will tell you how many cookies you need to allocate. It looks like all these cookies were already allocated, but if you see a number right over here and some negative numbers, that means you have some cookies to allocate. So you need to make sure those cookies are assigned, so then the girls jump up to their levels and get the rewards that they earned. And to assign cookies, you click on a girl's name, add transaction, and in the green, you put in the number of boxes, OK, and then save. All this is listed in the handbook too as well. Now, once you assign all the cookies, you need to do this first before going over to the rewards section. But once you assign all the cookies, you would go to rewards. Okay, it looks like there's no fill out option, but there is a fill out option. Looks like the rewards already submitted for this troop, but you would select the fill out option. And then you would select the girl's name. And her choices were already made, but you would make the choices for the girls. And then you'd hit the submit button down here. Now, let's say you finish this for all your troop and you realize you didn't hit submit the next day. You realize you didn't do this on Monday. Council is going to go in and submit all the rewards on Tuesday. So if you do not submit the rewards, we're going to submit the rewards for you. But you need to make sure that you're assigning the cookies and that you're making the selections for the girls. Another thing as troop leader is you're going to have to assign the booth patches. You're going to have to put in the number that your troop earned. A girl will earn the patch if she sold at 3 or more booths. So you have to tally up that number and put in the number right over here for booth sales patch. This will not be automatically assigned. This is something that you have to do. Okay. I'm going to go back to sales report. If your troop gets an NSF, meaning you did not have enough money into your account that you owed to council, your bank will most likely charge you a $20 NSF fee. Now, your troop is going to be responsible for that. After that ACH rejection, you pretty much are going to go through another sweep, and you'll get a fee every time that it becomes rejected. And finance will contact you in regards to sweeping the full amount. If you have any questions about what you owe exactly, you could email productsales@gssem.org and we'll let you know. Okay, I kind of wanted to make this webinar more towards your questions than what I'm presenting. So I'm going to open it up most of the webinar, just keeping it open for your questions. And I'll stay online for a lot longer, even if the questions have stopped trickling in. I'll stay on for a couple minutes longer to make sure that I've answered all the questions. So if you think of a question later, feel free to type it in. And if I didn't answer it on time or notice your question, you could go ahead and email productsales@gssem.org and we'll answer your question for you. If the booth patch is already listed under the individual girl, does that mean we assigned it correctly? Yeah, if you see the booth patch number, if you see a number next to the booth patch, that means you assigned it correctly. I could check for your troop if you want to email me the troop number. Or type in the troop number right now. I could check for it for you. You do still have to assign, I mean, it is up to you if you want to assign the cookies to the girls. If you want to leave it unassigned, you can do that. But in the end, your troop is responsible for those boxes. So you might as well assign them to the girls, especially if you know the girls are going to be reaching out to family and friends on their own and maybe selling on their own after the sale. So I recommend assigning them to the girls. I mean, your troop is still responsible for them, so they might as well get credit for them. Print, sign, and submit sales report. You don't need to do that to product program. I'm not sure if the troop report you need to do at the end of the sale requires you to do this, but for product program, you do not need to submit the sales report to us. Okay, I'm going to check the booth patches for troop 76639. It looks like you have 12 booth patches going to your troop, so that's the number you wanted. You're going to get 12 booth patches. After making a selection for each girl, you would hit submit, and then there's a one final submit button on this page that you would submit for the whole record. You do not need to print out any records from Ebuddy. I mean, you could log back into Ebuddy after the sale is done, so you don't really need to print out reports now. I mean, if something comes up, you probably need to, but you could probably just sign in and print out the report or email product sales, and we'll print it out for you. But you don't need to print it out now, just to hold. Digital order cookies are open until Sunday. I do recommend actually maybe waiting until you make selection for rewards because there's a chance that one of your girls jumps up to the next level that needs a selection. So maybe I would probably wait, especially if you know of a girl that's going to be jumping up to another level. But it looks like 76339 has opted. No, it hasn't. Okay. I mean, if you want me to unsubmit your rewards, Jennifer, I can do that, and then you could do that on Monday, start making selections if needed. Oh, you haven't submitted them yet? Let me make sure that you haven't. No, you haven't. Okay, so if you look right over here, she hasn't submitted them yet. So when making selections, you go to fill out. And then it looks like the selections have already been made. If they haven't, let's say selection needs to be made, you'd click on a girl's name. And it looks like you already submitted them for each girl. Or if you need to do it again, you submit girl order. And then once she's done with them all, she would submit the final order, which is down here. Okay, let me go to your troop then. Oh, it looks like you have no booth patches assigned actually, Jennifer. So to assign the booth patches, you would go to fill out. Scroll all the way down, type in a number, and then hit, well, this is when you're submitting in the reward order. You type in a number and then hit submit. So yeah, pretty much make sure all your cookies are assigned. Head over to rewards, make sure all the choices are selected. Make sure all your money is in the account by the 10th, checks are cleared. And yeah, you're pretty much all set for the sale. Cookie rewards are being mailed to the person that filled out the agreement to assume debt form. So make sure that you're aware of who signed it. If you want it changed, email product sales by Monday, April 9th to get that changed. After that, we're sending over the spreadsheet to our shippers, so we can't really make any changes. So get that word across. If we haven't, we already sent out an email on Ebuddy, but just make sure that you're letting us know of an address change by Monday, April 9th. Rewards are going to be automatically assigned to the girls and automatically assigned to rewards. So if it makes them jump up to another level, it's going to do that automatically. Yes, you do need to put in a number for the hero trunk. You need to put in 1 because you get 1 per troop pretty much. We believe we're going to get the true rewards mid-May. If all goes well, you'll troops will have them mid-May. I would say around May 20th, the week of May 20th. I don't want to say it too early, but mid-May, I believe. We do have the celebration dates. We are going to get an email right after the sale's done, pretty much just asking for you to reserve, and they'll have all the dates and stuff. But if you need the dates ahead of time, you could email product sales at GSSEM and we'll provide you with those dates. Thanks, Tressa, for the awesome compliment. Okay, are they assigned with the girl's name on the tickets? I mean, you're pretty much going to know how many tickets you get for the concert. It's going to be per girl selling, and then you're going to get one per four girls selling, one adult. So it's not going to be assigned by names. You're pretty much just going to have a number of tickets, and product sales will also email you about that, letting you know when you could pick them up and how. But we do need to know how many will be attending, so you'll make that selection here. I mean, yeah, once you submit your rewards and you know all the money is in your account, you're pretty much wrapped up. And I would just look out for those top seller emails, like the cookie celebration, the concerts, and so on. The proceeds will be in your account after the sweep on April 13th. We don't have any substitution for the concerts, by the way. The kids and adult tickets are the same. You pretty much could sit together as a troupe. No, it's pretty much a general concert. There's going to be also other Girl Scouts from Western Ohio there. That council's doing something similar to what we're doing, so they'll be there as well. But it's pretty much an open concert to other attendees as well. I mean, if you have cookies left over after April 13, all your money is ready paid out. Those cookies, you can do what you need to sell them. You could still sell them to family and friends. If you have like smaller functions going on, you could sell them there. I mean, you're responsible for those cookies. You paid for them. You can sell them if needed. Okay. So with the sweep, you put in all the cookie that you earn, I'm sorry, all the cookie, all the money that you've pretty much received from the cookies. So if you receive $4, you would put the $4 in the account. GSSEM on April 13th will do a sweep and pretty much pull what is owed to council. Your troop is going to be left the 70 cents per box. You're not going to see another deposit, but pretty much after the sweep, you're going to be left over with the funds. At the cookie celebration, we do mention the top sellers. We mention the top 10. So if we know like the top 3 or 2 girl that is going to be at this cookie celebration, we make sure that her name is recognized. And I think last year we presented her with a special reward, but I don't know what we're doing this year. But we do mention the top 10 at cookie celebrations. Okay, I think I'm going to stop the recording for the webinar, but I'm going to stay online to answer any questions. If you sign off, thank you for attending tonight. And if you come up with a question later and I'm not online, feel free to email productsales@gsscm.org and we'll get your question answered.